In the heart of war-ravaged Europe, amidst the chaos of World War II, Romania faced imminent destruction. Soviet forces advanced from the east, and the once peaceful city of Iași awaited the bombs that would tear it apart. But for the people of Iași, faith was their only hope. And in times of despair, they turned to a power far greater than armies and planes. They turned to their beloved protector, Saint Paraskeva. Inside the metropolitan cathedral of Iași, Father Justin, a priest in his 50s, kneels before the relics of Saint Paraskeva. His hands tremble as he prays.
Saint Paraskeva, protect us. We are your children, and we have nowhere else to turn.
In an underground bunker, a small group of Iasi citizens huddle in fear, listening to distant explosions. Among them is Maria, a nurse in her early 30s, whose brother is a soldier at the front lines, and George, a widowed father of 2 young children.
My brother fought for this country, for this city. And now we're helpless. They say there's no way out.
They say the Soviets will reach the city by dawn. I don't know if we'll survive this.
The tension in the bunker rises as the sounds of bombs get closer. People are restless, whispers of doom filling the air.
There's no escape. The city will be in ruins by morning.
The sound of bombs becomes louder. Suddenly, a priest from the cathedral bursts into the bunker. Outside, Father Justin, along with a small group of clergy, slowly process through the streets of Iasi. They carry a gilded case containing the relics of Saint Paraskeva. The night is heavy with smoke, the sky glowing red from distant fires. Yet, there is a serene calm on the priest's face.
Saint Paraskeva, hear our prayers. Protect this city, protect your people from destruction.
One by one, people start emerging from their homes and bunkers, drawn by the sound of the church bells and the distant chanting. Maria and George are among them, eyes wide with both fear and hope.
We have to join them. If this is our last hope, then we must believe.
The procession grows as more citizens join Father Justin. The streets of Iași, once filled with the echoes of war, are now alive with prayers and chants. Men, women, and children follow the relics of Saint Paraskeva, desperate for a miracle.
If this saint can save us, then we have no other choice. We must trust in her protection.
As the group walks through the city, bombs explode in the distance. The planes overhead seem to draw nearer, their shadows looming large. Every explosion makes the ground shake, but Father Justin and the others continue forward, their faith growing stronger with every step. Desperation turned to faith as the people of Iași followed the sacred relics through the streets. But would it be enough? The city was on the brink of destruction, the Soviet bombers approaching Iași, the pilots receiving their orders through crackling radios.
Target confirmed. Bombs away.
Just as the planes release their bombs, something miraculous happens. A thick fog, seemingly out of nowhere, begins to rise over the city. It swirls through the streets and into the sky, growing denser and denser. The bombers struggle to see their target, the buildings below disappearing into the mist.
What is this? I can't see the city. It's completely covered.
The bombs that were meant to destroy Iași fall into the open fields and rivers surrounding the city, their explosions harmless. The pilots, now blind in the fog, are forced to abandon their mission.
We're pulling back. We can't navigate in this.
Meanwhile, on the ground, the people of Iași stare in disbelief as the fog envelops them. But the bombs never fall. Father Justin raises the relics of Saint Paraskeva higher, his voice growing louder as he leads the people in prayer.
Saint Paraskeva, you have saved us. Your mercy is upon us.
The people fall to their knees, tears streaming down their faces, their voices mingling with the mist as they thank their heavenly protector. Maria clutches her cross, her eyes filled with awe.
It's her. Saint Paraskeva has saved us. I can feel it.
George, overcome with emotion, hugs his children tightly.
We're going to live, my children. We are safe.
As the fog slowly dissipates, the morning light reveals an untouched Iași. The city stands whole and undamaged, despite the night of terror. Citizens flood into the streets, embracing one another, their prayers of gratitude echoing through the air. The story of the miracle spreads like wildfire. Against all odds, the city of Iași was spared. The bombs meant to destroy it never touched its streets, and the people knew there was only one explanation. Saint Paraskeva had intervened. Back to the church, where Father Justin places the relics back in their place of honor. The church bells ring in celebration as people line up to give thanks.
Never doubt the power of faith. When all seemed lost, Saint Paraskeva protected us. Her love for this city is as eternal as her presence among us.
Maria looks up at the relics, her brother returning from the front lines at her side, unharmed.
Faith that can move mountains, and even shield us from the greatest of dangers.
My children will never forget this. I will never forget this. Saint Paraskeva gave us a second chance.
Days later, as the city celebrates, a mysterious visitor arrives at the church. An old, frail woman, dressed in simple clothes, walks into the Metropolitan Cathedral unnoticed. She approaches Father Justin as he lights a candle before the relics.
Thank you for honoring her so. She's always watching over you, always protecting those who believe.
Father Justin turns to the woman, puzzled by her words.
How do you know of her?
The old woman smiles mysteriously and touches the glass case of the relics. For a brief moment, a strange, radiant light surrounds her.
Faith works wonders, Father. Miracles happen when you least expect them.
Before Father Justin can respond, the woman turns and leaves. As she exits, the fog from the miracle night seems to swirl briefly around her feet before vanishing into thin air. Saint Paraskeva herself. In the end, the miracle of Iași was not just the protection of its people, but the deepening of their faith. A faith that would carry them through even the darkest of times. A year later, people of Iași gathered in the cathedral on Saint Paraskeva's feast day. Thousands of pilgrims have come from across Romania, filling the streets in celebration. The city is vibrant and alive, the memory of the miracle forever etched in their hearts. In times of great peril, miracles can shine the brightest. Saint Paraskeva's protection over Iași became a symbol of hope, reminding the world that faith can conquer even the greatest of fears. In the darkest hour, light can still break through.